This is Monty from DPL Surveillance Equipment. We're going to make this one kind of brief and to the point. Trump is actually guilty of stock market manipulation. His last musings and tweets in regards to him receiving a call from China in an attempt to restart trade negotiations has been proven to be a lie. If you just Google or go to my website, look at the blog, you'll see that I actually posted numerous articles from numerous media organizations detailing that Trump actually lied. Sorry about the noise. About China calling him in the attempt to jumpstart trade negotiations. That was indeed an out and out lie. And he only did that to get the stock market back up. In other words, the stocks had been declining on average 4 or 5, 600 points per session each and every time. So what was happening is he was under the impression that he should jumpstart trade negotiations by all means possible, including making up that story. So, again, in an attempt to do so, let me give my cat, Lazy Bones, something to eat because he's going to drive me crazy. So Trump basically made up that story, and you can see that every conceivable news agency jumped on this. Excuse me for a second. Again, every conceivable news agency found out through Trump's own aides. That's right, Trump's aides admitted that he made up the story. So go to my website, copy and paste information from the article, including the screenshots of when I did the Google search to verify how many other news media outlets actually covered the story. There's a number of them that were from America. There was a number of them that were from other countries, including Germany, that also published the same information about Trump and his own aides, again, proving that he lied about that story, about China calling him to restart trade negotiations. Okay, so now this is serious, mainly because if you or I attempted to do anything, remember the Martha Stewart case, remember all of the other cases where individuals attempted to sell stock, buy stock, or whatever on private inside information, those were violations. Martha Stewart served time, other people served time, you would serve time, I would serve time. And again, we don't need to have some sort of dual system whereby just because you're president of the United States that you get to say anything, do anything without repercussions. The last time I checked, we're all to be held accountable. Okay? The people who are president of the United States, whether it's Trump, Obama, or anybody else, they are elected officials and they're supposed to be public servants. They're supposed to serve us, and if they can't serve us and fulfill the obligations and commitments and responsibility of being public servants, then obviously they don't need that job. Maybe they need to be in the private sector. So again, this is serious. Look into this, you guys. Find out why is it that Donald Trump gets to pretend like he's talking to major superpowers about trade negotiations just for us to find out by his own staff that he lied. Steve Mnuchin helped cover it up. Steve Mnuchin, when he found out that Donald Trump was lying, he didn't come out and blatantly say it was a lie. He pretended like there was some way of sugarcoating it and rewording it or something. Like he didn't understand, or Donald Trump didn't understand, or somebody misinterpreted it or something. But when you make up a story and you move the market, because the market actually moved, I think almost 300 points that day, up to the upside. And you can see the timeline of events to see that there is indeed a correlation between when Donald Trump starts tweeting and when the stock market starts reacting. And analysts have tracked these timing events or tweet events over years and years. So this is not some new conceived notion of how we determine what news or tweets are moving markets. Okay, there's a direct correlation and there's consequences. And this idiot really shouldn't be going on record making these statements, pretending like he's talking to superpowers about anything if he's not. So I don't know whether or not this guy has completely lost his mind or what. But again, in order to be in that position, you have to be fit for office. You have to be sound mind and body. And if you're not, then I think that's way too powerful a position. Way too much responsibility to be in that position if you don't know what you're doing or if you don't know the repercussions of what you're doing. So, and again, then I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, okay? Because I just want to let you guys know this is a securities violation, and the SEC should be looking into this. So maybe we can get a petition going. Maybe we can do something to remind the regulatory agencies. No one should be able to come out with a news event that's specifically designed to deceive the public, investors, corporate America, or anybody else, when in actuality there was no talk, there was nothing to substantiate that he indeed was talking to someone from China when he said he did. Okay, so again, if you want to go to my website, take a look at the blog, the articles, and the screenshots from the Google search, and I just simply typed in Donald Trump lied about a late night phone call to China or something like that, and you'll see these recent articles from various news sites that covered it and determined that nothing actually took place. Okay, and then his aides, when an aides come out and tell you also nothing took place, and when Steve Mnuchin comes out and tries to reword it or sugarcoat it, that means they're trying to cover up. That means they're trying to pull your leg. Okay, you shouldn't have to come out and say, "Oh, this was not what you thought it was. It was something different or something." You know what I mean? Donald Trump and Steve Mnuchin and those guys go on the defensive with this convoluted, sugar-coated BS whenever they get caught. But if they don't get caught, then it's all well and good, right? And so, again, take a look at this and remember his closest cabinet people, personal assistant, Madeline, can't remember what her name is, excuse the noise, but Madeline resigned, personal assistant, long-term assistant. She resigned, decided to get the hell out of there. It's going to be interesting to see what juicy information she's going to come up with in her new book. I guarantee you she's going to publish a book and let us know, or confirm what we already know, rather. So anyway, stay tuned, and we'll talk later. And just remember, this idiot is causing the entire stock market to react in certain ways that are completely artificial and contrived. You know, if the administration moves these markets either by lying, pumping taxpayer money into the market to prop it up artificially, giving companies free money to do buybacks to prop up those stocks and artificially, when all these games are doing nothing but deceiving the general public into thinking that the economy is more robust than it is. Okay, you just can't pump money into these markets. You have to actually sell products, sell services, do something. That's how you get these prices up. But you just don't want to financially engineer high stock prices. Okay, that's how people get burned, and how economies get devastated. Anyway, we'll talk later. You guys have a good day. Thanks. Take care. Bye.